Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are here, of course, to review episode 12 of season 2 of the OG L Word. So let's dive right in and I'll do my catch-up stuff at the end of the video. As always, starting out character by character, Jenny is continuing her episode break, whatever you want to call it, in this episode, and she just is having a really hard time. And as we know, at the end of the episode, she goes to, I don't quite know what type of club it was, because it seemed to have a really large audience and it wasn't like polls and things like those places normally are. But Jenny does go on stage and by the end completely takes her clothes off. And at the end of the episode, she's kind of forgiven Mark for the whole camera thing. Like, she's very hostile towards him all episode. And then at the end, you know, they have that little kitchen scene where she's like asking him to make her whatever he's making. And yeah, it just, Jenny obviously got a lot of deep-seated issues going on, and the whole thing with Mark and the camera seems to have exacerbated it or brought it to the surface. So I think this episode and what happened kind of let Shane and Carmen and everyone be exposed to just how bad Jenny is doing at the moment, because I think everybody was just kind of like, oh, it's Jenny, she's quirky, and but this, they were like, okay, like, we really need to check on her and see what's going on. Carmen and Shane don't really have too much going on. I mean, Carmen isn't even in the episode to the very end, but the scene with Carmen at the end where they're in that club and obviously some man has like grabbed Carmen or touched her or something. And I actually was talking about this to my dad the other day, and we were just talking about, you know, Me Too and all the things that basically go with being a woman in the modern world. And I was explaining to him how inappropriate just in general men are. Not all men, but a huge portion of them. That especially, I work in a very male dominated field. There's probably, outside of marketing and HR, there's like not even 10% of us are women. With Carmen, like, if you're walking past a man, and every woman knows that classic where the man like puts his hands on your waist or your hips, if you were a man walking past someone, you would never do that. Like, how much is putting you, it doesn't do anything apart from the man gets to touch you when you haven't said that it's appropriate to do so. So the reaction that Carmen has, I was like, yes, you go girl. Like, I know that now we're talking about it more in society, but I just don't think it's talked about enough, because it happens every single day. I mean, I could sit here and list, what is it, August, the amount of times that something like that's happened to me. Sorry, train going past. And one thing that's not really talked about too much, I follow this YouTuber, her name's Jordan Shrinks. I'll link her in the description box. She's great and she's lost like a huge amount of weight. She's had loose skin surgery, blah blah blah. And I really like her. She just seems like a really down-to-earth, like, cool person. And her boyfriend, Zach Attacks Fat, I actually found her through him. I'll link him below too. He's awesome as well. And they both have lost like significant amounts of weight. And actually, I'll drop the clip in here so that you guys can hear what they're saying.
I could tell like right away, like it was a night and day difference of just like even just walking around in public, like people, like I could tell were like checking me out, or like it's a big difference.
It's crazy, the difference.
It sucks, and I was pretty bitter about it.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. It is hard to not be bitter.
Yeah, I definitely
about it, because like obviously we know we're the same fucking people.
Right, because then you almost feel like that you like Like, people didn't value you before.
Exactly.
And now they only do just because
of how you look or your body, but
exactly.
And then finally,
Basically, I feel the exact same way. Anyone who's watched this channel, I think, is pretty aware that over the last 15 months, like, I lost a significant amount of weight. I've lost like 200 pounds, 15 stone, and I never really was super heavy. I mean, I've never been a stick, but I was like a comfortable size 10 US, 12-ish UK. And 4 years ago, I put on like a ton of weight, and when I was really heavy, I was completely invisible to men. And not that I ever want male attention, but I didn't really notice it too much when I was overweight, because again, like, I don't want a man to hit on me. And now, ever since I have lost weight, and I'm not doing my own horn or anything like that. I think this would be the case for practically any woman alive. It's so different. Like, men go out of their way to help me, to hold open the door, to talk to me, to let me go in front of them in line, to be more friendly to me, to do things for me, to help. Before, it was just a very way they would respond to probably another man. And I'm just naturally a really friendly person anyway. Like, I always talk to anyone I'm standing in line with, cashiers, whomever there's around. Like, I will talk to anyone. And before, it was just always like a, polite or short responses. But now, I'm not even the first one to talk. Like, men will initiate the conversation with me. Just they want to talk to me and go out of their way. And if I was straight, it would really bother me, because as Jordan and Zach say in the clip, like, it's easy to be bitter about that sort of thing, because no matter what, when I was 200 pounds heavier and now, I'm the exact same person, like, exactly the same. And all you care about is the outer packaging. And really don't think that is talked about enough, because it completely changes how you live in the world and how people treat you. So I know that was often a bit of a tangent, but the point I was trying to make is people don't talk about this stuff enough, and how inappropriate women are treated. And then, of course, whenever you do start talking about these things, you get the classic eye roll. We had something happen this week that it frustrates me so much, because I hope this makes sense the way I'm going to describe it, because obviously, like, I'm not going to say like names or anything, but basically, I watched a video with this group team, and they aren't like a huge team, and previously it's only been men in the team. And a couple of weeks ago, there was a woman brought into the team, and so when they sent this video, the woman was in it. I had a situation this week happen where I was watching a video with a group of people, and previously the videos that we'd got from this group somewhere else in the world had only featured men in it. 2 weeks ago, the group has always been just men in it, and a woman has come into the group. And so this video was the first time that the woman was in the group. And someone watching the video basically kind of made a joke about, oh wow, there's a woman in the group now. Jokingly was like, oh, I can't believe that they've allowed a woman in. And fine, like, okay, joke, leave it at that. But it was the fact that then they had to, at the end of saying that, they just kind of went, oh, Ashley, I don't mean anything by that. Like, as if it was gonna like rile me up. And it's like, I can take a joke, but the fact that you're like qualifying it by saying that about me basically confirms my suspicion that you basically want to roll your eyes anytime that I'm like, hello, women are as important as men. And I mean, that's the situation, but it's also because I feel when I say things about women's rights and, you know, how women aren't treated as well as men, that they think I'm being like overly dramatic or that I'm lying or something, that it's not true, but it's true. Like sometimes people basically, if I'm with a male equal, they treat me like the secretary. So it's frustrating, this world. Anyway, back to the episode. I'm so sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. Shane finally does ask Carmen out, so that is one of the only positives in this episode. It was not great for most of the cast. Alice is having a really hard time in this episode. Dana has gone out with Lara, and Dana kind of says to Laura when they're out at dinner, oh, like I really miss, you know, our food adventures, and Lara suggests them going to this other restaurant that she wants to try, and Dana's kind of, you know, saying no because, you know, I don't want to do that to Alice. And even when Alice drops her off, and throughout the episode you can see Alice is like seething with jealousy and like so uncomfortable with it. And I did always kind of have an issue with Dana with this, because if you saw like your partner was so uncomfortable with you doing something, would you really do it? I know that obviously they used to go out and stuff, but like what else is she getting out of going to dinner with Lara? Like she has a good relationship, and maybe I'm taking Alice's side a bit here because, okay, it wasn't someone's ex, but I have had that where someone was, oh, we're just friends, and well, surprise, they're married now. And also, as we know, just seeing this beginning of the whole Dana-Lara thing and knowing what happens, it feels like Dana's doing Alice a little bit dirty. I mean, Alice should not be so jealous, but it's hard to say that when Alice's jealousy is so justified because we know what happens. And of course, on to our favourites, Bette and Tina. And this is a really, really difficult episode for Bette. Obviously, like her dad is passing away and she's looking after him in her house. That is so, so difficult. And it's always that really hard decision, like, do you do that? Because it's very hard, but also it's hard for the parent or whomever it is too, to have to rely on their child that way, and it can make it uncomfortable too. Like the whole thing where, you know, Melvin wanted to go to the bath alone, and I just really, really felt for Bette in this episode. And sorry, there's like planes, trains, and automobiles today. There's even boats out right in front of me too. But we do get some adorable little Bette and Tina scenes where obviously Tina comes over and she's, you know, brought Bette food and stays the night with her, and it's just really sweet. And Melvin does actually call Tina for once, which, you know, was a progress from Miss Kennard. But that scene where Bette is like lying on Tina's shoulder and Melvin, it seems as though he's saying, oh, to Tina, like, look after my girl, look after Bette. And he really is hallucinating and thinking that Tina is Bette's mom. And you can just see how happy Bette is. And then in a split second, she's just devastated. So yeah, really a couple of really difficult scenes. But the one thing I can't understand is, why is Tina continuing this charade with Helena? Because it seems so obvious that she like hates Helena. Like anytime they're together, Helena's seeing other people right in front of her too, and they just seem like at war with each other. But I would get it if they weren't together and they're like having a working relationship and they have to get on, but no one's forcing them to be together. Like, go be with Bette and be done with it. Because even when Tina's leaving, she's like, oh, I just want to go home alone, and she goes to bed. It's like, just be honest. I never could understand that bit. Bette does also have her boss Franklin come over, and she's kind of deciding whether to take a leave of absence or not, which is a very difficult thing to do because she has such a good career. And, you know, as I was saying before, it is so hard to be a woman and step away like that, because, I mean, in this instance, obviously it's a parent who's sick, but women who take maternity leave, I mean, in the UK, women get like a year of maternity leave. And if you have 2 or 3 children, or however many you have, every time you're taking a year away, like, no one ever expects a man to take a year off. So it's a difficult thing. Like, I mean, of course, there's women who have amazing careers and have children too, but it just always seems as though no matter what you do, you feel guilty or bad. And I hope that there's people out there that don't feel that way, but I know just some people, obviously I don't have kids, but some people I know, they do have that guilt of, when I go to work, I feel bad for leaving my kids. But then women I know who are stay-at-home moms, then they feel guilty because they're stay-at-home moms. And it's just like, there's no right answer, I guess, but just everybody should just do what's right for them and just forget everybody else's opinion, basically. But it's also magnified with Bette at the moment because that Leo Herrera guy is there, and, you know, it's justified too because we know what's gonna happen, and Bette gets effed over. And I am sure, I would put money on it, that Bette is constantly called that word that men love to call women who are confident, secure, and who don't take any crap from anyone. She's without a doubt called a bitch. Like, that is just, when I hear a man calling a woman that, it just like gives me rage, because it's just such, I don't know what it is, like it's the inflection or the tone or what, but that word just sometimes, it's just used so flippantly sometimes, but it's basically sometimes used as, this woman is not doing what I want her to do, so she's a bitch. I know I'm being very harsh on men in this video, but I'm not talking about all men, I'm talking about some men. And there's some women who are terrible examples of feminism and who basically are an insult to other women and push us back to. So don't worry, there's equally crap people in every rainbow sector of every single way that people identify. It's not limited to just men. There's people that suck everywhere. But also, thankfully, there's people who are amazing in every sector and section of humanity too. So I guess we should just all focus on them. I am going to wrap this video up now because I have blue eyes that are super sensitive, and sitting facing this light, oh my god, they probably looks like I'm crying throughout this video. I really like this episode for the Bette and Tina scenes, but I just feel so bad for everyone. I mean, Bette, Kit, Alice, even Jenny, everyone is just having a really tough time. So we are definitely getting ready for the season finale of season 2. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and put a comment on this or any L-word video, and you'll be entered into the draw to win an L-word t-shirt. There's the black one with all the characters' names, or this amazing Bette Porter 2021. So I have been filming a vlog this week, so I will hopefully I have been filming another vlog this week. I hope that you find it interesting. There's some stuff about the Isle of Man, about my school. I went to not the beach, but well, I went to the beach yesterday, but I wasn't on the actual beach. I was like at a bar next to the beach. It was really beautiful yesterday and today too. So we were super lucky. And again, I'm just caveating the vlog with, we do not have COVID here, so you will see me being super close to people because we don't have any restrictions here. I'm sure people are sick of me saying that because I promise I'm not trying to rub it in. As always guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. Don't forget to follow me on social media to keep up with everything L word related, and with me and Miss Gloria in between videos. And yeah, there's sometimes that it takes me a little bit longer to post things, so I'll drop a picture here so you can see how I had an assistant during this review, but the assistant wasn't very helpful. As always guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, stay safe, and have a lovely rest of your Sunday. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye!